Good afternoon, everyone. This is Maria.
This is Tim.
Today is Tuesday, April the 3rd, 2018. Welcome to our daily recap.
Maria, before we get started, let's go ahead and get those closing numbers as usual.
Sure. The Dow was ended the day up 389 points, closed at 24,033. Nasdaq was up 71 points, closed at 6941, and the S&P 500 was up 32 points and closed at 2614.
So really a nice day in the market overall. Reclaimed a lot of yesterday's shenanigans. There's a couple things I wanted to point out that didn't participate. And I'm a Baba bull. Let's go ahead and show Baba. I'm a Baba bull. This really concerned me today. Not concerned to me like all of a sudden I want to break up with Baba and hate her, but I'm actually thinking about picking this up. And let's pull up a 6-month on this.
Let me go ahead and get a 6-month pulled up. Here's your 6-month, and you can see I have a support line drawn there from a while ago, or a line I was looking at. It's at 170, 178.
So I am watching Baba. I mean, I still feel like this is one of the most undervalued companies out there. So this is one I may pick up tomorrow. I want to see what it does, see how the market does, because I mean, if we have a couple more down days, it doesn't look like Baba's going to handle them really well. So I do think I want to pick this up though. Also, I want you to look at Twitter, TWTR. You know the symbol, obviously. Didn't participate. Looked like it was going to do something this morning, right out of the gate. Looks pretty sweet. Let's start with the daily. Yeah, Pops just took a shit and never really recovered.
No, it didn't.
Which is kind of the opposite of Facebook, which took a shit. I know several in the room, and Twitter's one probably going to pick up tomorrow. I'm going to see how it does. I know it sounds kind of counterintuitive, but I like to pick them up low. So we'll see. Twitter's on that list. Go ahead and pull up Facebook.
Really quickly, before we pull up Facebook, Twitter on a longer term chart. This is a 6-month chart. We're approaching that bottom line around 26.92. So I am looking for Twitter to kind of turn around between 26.75 and 27. Anywhere in that range, if it were to turn around, I'd be more comfortable picking it up. I like Twitter under 30 a lot, and I think that we might get an opportunity to pick some up.
So that's on the list. Go ahead and pull up Facebook, which I know you shorted, and a few more shorted in there this morning. I can't remember who all did it this morning. I'm mad at myself because I would have went long on Facebook today. I would have went absolutely long down there at 150.
We actually did play it. We played it both ways. We played it short and then we went long.
Yeah, I didn't participate in either. I was too busy with the Qs at that point in time when y'all did this. I would have held long. Let me rephrase. This is where I would have got my entry today. And it looked like it was just going to hell. I kind of forgot about it at that point. Yeah, this one was already on my buy list. And I think we had talked about it yesterday. Unfortunately, yeah, look at there. So this is where we wanted it. This is exactly where we wanted Facebook for a long entry. So sorry about that. Not a perfect trader. Got distracted
No.
myself, trading other things. Speaking of what distracted me, the Qs. Let's go ahead and look at that.
How much
This is
fun
what I was
was
busy
that?
with.
Holy crap.
That was fun. That was
That was
fun.
beyond
So
fun.
this morning I called, and you can't see it on this chart as well as when it was intraday, but it was close enough for a double bottom for me down there. And then we cracked that, I believe it was 155.11, if memory serves me correctly. I said, this is your turn. The Qs are probably going to go positive. And no, I'm no Nostradamus, but just had a feeling today. And we killed that trade both ways. And then, that was a lot of fun the rest of the day. Then I had a lunch meeting and kind of got threw off trading. But it looks like y'all had a lot of fun the rest of the day. Jeez.
We sure did. That was, I think that candle on Amazon, this big candle right here, I think on Amazon it was like a 15-point candle. I have to go back and look. I'm sure we'll look at Amazon later on, so I'll double check it there. But it was a solid like 15 points and just kept going, going, going. So yeah, the cues were definitely fun. This is also, and we emphasized it in the room too. So for the past probably 6 to 8 weeks, we've been telling people in the room, we've been telling the traders that we know to to make sure you have cash available. We keep saying cash is a position, cash is a position. It is a position. But when you have cash available, what it lets you do is it lets you play these big moves. If you're 100% invested, you miss out on these kind of moves. And in this kind of market, um, we're going to see this kind of stuff. It's going to continue. So again, cash is a position. There's nothing wrong with being cash. I mean, keep a little bit of cash available so that you can play these kind of moves. You can jump on these kind of moves.
I'm only laughing because, the market looked like everything was fine this morning. And I guess there was a Trump tweet about Amazon. Here goes the market. We take a shit. Trump comes out and talks while I'm at lunch. I'm getting texts from you guys. The market goes down after Trump talks. Then there's something from the White House, no further, some bullshit on Amazon. Boom. There we go again. So,
Oh
I
my
mean,
gosh.
I can only laugh at this point. Like, I don't want to say the whole market is, um, you know,
So, and
somebody
Tim,
take away this word.
if you remember, I had texted you and I told you, I scalped a quick little short right through here. And I told you it was not more than like 30 seconds before this candle came in. I sent you a text and I said I just covered my Q short. Thank God I covered that short because I was playing with a sizable position and yeah, I mean I don't it's not that I got lucky. I didn't get lucky. I just happened to exit at a really, really good point. But yeah, so it was definitely a lot of fun. We played it up, we played it down, played it back up, or down, up. How did we play this? It's been a long day, guys. Long, long day. Anyway,
Yeah, and the account that we keep showing, I mean, it hit 30,800 today. So it was a good day in that account as well. And, I'm going to go over the swings that we had picked yesterday. We only had picked up two extra things yesterday. One of them was NVIDIA, and we looked like pure geniuses this morning, right? NVIDIA goes through 230 like it's nothing. We looked like geniuses. We swung yesterday. We announced on this webinar and in the room. We're in NVIDIA and MU. NVIDIA, we still closed green on the day. We should have took that 230 out this morning. Didn't pull it, but I mean, still green on the trade. What a crazy day on NVIDIA. Yeah, we looked like superstars this morning, right? And then later in the day, we're going, fuck, why didn't we take that? And ended up okay. So NVIDIA, we are still in MU. I want to go ahead and pull that one up also, Maria.
here's a 5 minute on MU.
Yeah, I mean, that closed basically, well, in after hours, it is half day, if it wasn't already. So we are still swinging MU. Got a really, really nice entry on that yesterday, which we had said Sunday night we was going to do, and we did. Um, Still mad that I missed the Facebook this morning. Let's go ahead and hit a couple low floats real quick that really caught my eye today. CASI.
Let me get this down
Let me
to 1 minute.
see. Yeah, Cassie, we alerted at 523, hit a high of 642, and closed at 634. So closed almost HOD, which was very nice. And I think they probably had news.
So this was the only news that I saw. This was pre-market. They are presenting at the H.C. Wainwright Global Life Sciences Conference next week. They are scheduled for Tuesday the 10th at 4:15 local time. So this is in Monte Carlo. I don't know what local time will be, but 4:15 to 4:40 local time.
And to me, that really, and after hours, it looks like it's still going. That seemed like a big move for a presentation, but we'll see. And speaking of, nice moves, look at eBio. EBIO also had a nice day as well. And that one, if memory serves me correctly, had a lot of volume. Let me go ahead and pull that up too. While you're pulling up the chart. Yeah, eBio 14.25 times its average 10-day volume. So it trades about 1 million a day, just slightly over 1 million a day. So a lot of volume. Nice move on eBio. Did you have any news for that one?
They're presenting some P3 data at um, at an annual meeting. That's the Urological Association's annual meeting. They'll be presenting data there.
All right, keep an eye on that one. A lot of volume, serious volume on that one. Yesterday, big mover SLS. Um, Big mover. Interesting day on that one as well. Actually came out of the gate swinging. Closed okay. If you look across there for a couple of days. So
Yeah, I like it. I like where it closed. I know it popped up, kind of gave it back, consolidated, looked like it broke to the downside after this consolidation. But let me see if I can get a line put on here. Just at the closing number. Oops, that's not what I meant to do. There we go. Extend. Nice close. I do think that for continuation up, I would want this to open. I mean, I would want this to stay. You could probably let it stay above like 875 or so. Where does 875 put us? Really close, actually. Again, depending on your risk tolerance and stuff like that, the lowest I'd say 850. I would not want it to go too much lower than about 850. What do you think, Tim?
I agree with that 100%.
Yeah, so
Let's
850 on the
let's
chart, just so you can see it. We'll put you right there.
let's go
That's
ahead and
bottom
pull up
line.
SS. Yeah, let's go ahead and grab SSC as well. I know TNM's been playing that one. And what was the news with that one? ER or something?
So they reported on the 30th. So the market was closed on the 30th. They still reported, um, and they didn't really run. I mean, they did run yesterday. They had a really nice day, really nice continuation. A little bit of breakdown towards the end of the day. Still held early morning resistance, so new support. Um, I think this is one that could possibly continue.
Let's keep an eye on that one. I know they've been playing that one a lot. Speaking of ERs, AKER, this one kind of broke my heart a little bit because we did have a lot of people in the room that was actually holding that, even though it was like, hey, holding to an event, kind of risky. 50-50, you never know what they're going to say. Any event, whether that's data or whether that's ER. So that one, it held 75 so well. I was actually kind of excited about it. So yeah, I haven't did a lot of digging into this one yet, but I know it was down on heavy volume.
So just a quick glance, total rev was up 33. One line item that may have been not so great would have been this right here. Their research and development expense increased by 6%. Now, I've seen where that is taken positively, and I've seen where it's taken negatively. It's an increase in expense, but their total rev is still up 33%, I believe, year over year, if I remember correctly. I don't know what their guidance is. I do need to take a look at that. But I really wanted this one to hold 75. I was rooting for bulls.
I was too. I was rooting for this one.
That's a great board.
Uh,
They're a great board. They're fun.
yeah,
Um, so, still want to keep an eye on, again, under 75. For me, it's a no touch.
I agree. That would be the same thing. We talked about the Trump tweets a minute ago and Amazon. Go ahead and pull up that Amazon chart too. While that was still fresh on my mind, I wanted to hit that a second.
Man, wow. Oh, wow. What a day. We played it short, didn't catch it long, didn't catch this short. We definitely caught this long here. So we played it several times in the room. Nice, nice move. What was the range of that candle? The low of that candle was at roughly 1363. Top of that candle was 1381. So wow, almost 20 points, more than 15. I thought it was around 15 points, but it's actually a little bit more.
That was crazy. I know Wyatt had some, and I forget what he called those calls, gopher calls or something. I can't Groundhog Day calls, I believe it was. It was
That
kind
was
of
a lot
funny,
of
but
fun.
yeah. So there again, Trump tweets, right? Um, and if everything is settled down, then I think it continues, you know. But we've heard 3 or 4 days in a row, well, that's the last tweet, and then boom, the next day, here we go again. So hopefully this time it's really, really, really the last tweet.
Or we could just take
Tesla,
his phone away, right?
right? Somebody take the phone away.
Here's
Not
Tesla.
bashing anybody. Listen, I don't care if you love Trump or hate Trump. Either way, it doesn't matter to me. But we all would agree, no matter what side of the aisle you're on, just stop tweeting during market hours, right? Let's do that after
Exactly,
the
just
market's
during
closed.
market hours, right? So
Look at
here's some cards
Tesla,
on
man.
Tesla. Holy crap, we had fun with Tesla too. Tesla was a lot of fun. So production numbers came out. Model 3 numbers were still below expectation, but actually were better than what people were. It showed an increase basically. So it's still there was an increase in the Model 3 numbers, but they did not hit that 2,500 um, cars target. However, they are producing, at least they're producing. That's what was the big thing is can Tesla actually produce? They are producing. So at least a little bit. So we'll see what happens with Tesla. In the meantime, we're going to play these crazy swings. We played it several times. We caught it short. We caught it long twice. Caught a little bit of a short through here. And then we were playing Amazon. And obviously the cues.
Was there any flow in Tesla? Actually, while we're
Let me
talking about
look.
that, I didn't pull that up today, so I'm not sure. Um, I was kind of out of pocket part of the day, so
There's a little bit of flow. Oops, as I spell flow. I told you it's been a long day.
that's funny.
Oh goodness. Do I have something filtered? No. There's the flow. So early morning puts on the ask, some calls in the middle, some repeat calls through here, closing out some puts up here. It looks like either that or they were sold or written.
Yeah, it could go either way on that.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't see anything crazy in here that makes me jump up and down. Nothing really super bullish, and no, that's not me bashing. That's just what it says.
Right.
Um,
Exactly.
calls on the bid don't get us excited. Um, okay, well, it was worth a look to there. Intel, yesterday had news with Apple, and it looked like I think we hit 47.50. I actually punked out um, of my Intel positions. You actually bought Intel. Um, and actually, I think you actually bought us one or two also. But myself, I punked out. That was about all I could take on Intel and the way it had been because it had closed so pretty on Thursday. I was just so disappointed. Nice day here on Intel. Looks like it pretty much just followed the market, but it closed well.
So look back. Look at where it stopped. I drew that line at today's high a day right under 50. We know that 50 is a huge area of both resistance and, once it's above 50, it's also support. But if you look back a couple of days, you'll see how many times it hit that line or bounced, tried to cross through, couldn't cross through, or did briefly and then came right back down. I'm happy with where it closed. I'm still in Intel. We are still in Intel, actually. So I plan on continuing to hold it at least for a few more days.
And speaking of that, because we were talking about Apple Intel news, let's go ahead and pull up Apple. So just for shits and gigs, because honestly, I haven't seen it myself. So I would kind of like to.
So here's Apple,
I
and
hate
I did
missing.
not look at it until the end of the day. But at that point, it was either play Apple and the Qs or play Amazon and the Qs, and a little bit of Tesla. So I went with Amazon, but Apple did move. It moved back up a little bit. So let's look at the 5 day. I really want Apple above 170.
I really want Apple above 170. Just everything feels better. The whole market feels better with Apple above 170.
I agree.
It doesn't like a ton, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Yes, no, maybe. I mean,
But
nice.
Let me draw a line here real
Nice
quick
support.
so you can see kind of. I know that in the early morning, it kind of broke through that line a little bit. Midday bounced off of it. Actually did make a slightly higher low from, if you're looking on the right-hand side of the screen, from this midday bottom or, bounce. Let's see what it does.
See what it does. I mean, it took we'll call it the Amazon candle, right?
Right,
It
right.
definitely took the Amazon candle. Maria, I want to go to one that I was looking at this morning, XGTI. I didn't know the stock had got this low, and it came down the other day. I couldn't find a reason for it. Pretty much of a gap down. Reclaiming some of it today. Was there any news in the last couple of days with this one?
So the news that came out was yesterday after hours. They announced their full year financial results. There was on the 29th, there was some news, but not, and that 29th was last Thursday too, but nothing that I think would actually move the stock. Here was that news. They retain Core IR as its investor relations firm of record. I don't think that that's something that's going to move it. I'm not really sure what that drop was. Um, you know, Yesterday it kind of just consolidated really nicely, and today it popped up on that news on the full year results.
Let's keep an eye on XGTI. That's pretty interesting. Look at DPW as well. I know I went from low floats to bigger stocks to low floats. I'll go back and forth here. I'm just trying to throw you off guard today. Trying to mix
No,
it
you're
up.
good. You're good. I like being on my toes. It's good. That's good. DPW. What is going on here? What happened at the end of the day? I have no idea. Nice volume came in, nice spike. April 3rd this morning, or what time? What was this? So the only news that I have on it is this right here. They announced, or they're going to report their fourth quarter and their full year 17 on Friday the 13th at 2 p.m. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing. Friday the 13th. Just kidding, guys. At 2 p.m. Pacific, so 5 p.m. Eastern. I'm really not sure what this bump is. I have no idea. Don't know if it is related to anything else, but I don't have any specific news out on it.
Interesting. Let's keep an eye on that one as well. And another one that we own, Microsoft. That one probably had to take the Amazon candle as well, I'm sure. Yeah.
It did. It had a nice move, and I'm happy it did. I want to see it back over 90. I'm happiest when Microsoft is over 90. High a day today was 90.05, which I liked, and then it, obviously reversed with everything else. Let me get a 5-day
Yeah.
pulled up.
It's actually kind of surprising, because we hit the daily high on the Qs right there after the Amazon candle. Microsoft did not go high of day. The Qs did. Some of the other things did.
It did, and it
That
was
one did
fairly
not.
close, right? But it was fairly close, right?
It was.
It
It
didn't get
was. It's
quite
close
up,
enough.
but up there. And I'm happy with this close. It closed at 89.71, 30 cents off of that 90 mark. Let's see if we can get above 90 and stay above it.
I agree with that too. I want Apple over 170 and I want Microsoft over 90.
And Visa over
Um,
120.
and Visa over
Preferred.
120. Speaking of Visa, talk about some nice entries for Visa over the last few days, especially last week. I didn't really see an entry this week, but pull up Visa. Uh, Actually, it did have a cut. Yeah, it did yesterday as well. But that thing's a 120 magnet. I mean, when you can get that in the 117s, you almost have to press auto buy.
I agree.
So yeah,
Like, I'm just drawing a couple lines for myself. But yeah, I mean, definitely have a bunch of areas, or actually, I like this area of support the best, this top line. I feel like that's the strongest area. Kind of bounced off of it yesterday. Attempted to touch it again, didn't. Pulled or reversed back up. Nice day today, well above that support line. So I guess support that I'm watching right here, I'd be okay with it dropping down to about 117.50, maybe a little bit lower, slightly lower than that. What do you think,
It's a
Tim?
120. Yeah, it's a 120 magnet. And every time we've bought this thing between 115 and 118, we haven't failed yet. And we've done it a few times. So um, I don't even know how we got on Visa, but we did just now anyway. So,
Sorry.
uh, which makes me think of AVGO, which had a fucking killer day.
Yeah, it
Uh,
did. Let
and
me
if
get
I
the daily
remember this
pulled up.
one right, yeah, let's pull up at least a monthly here, right?
Here's 6 months on it. Talk about a really nice. I mean, there was definitely chance to get in, and I'll be honest, the only thing that deterred me from AVGO was all that Qualcomm shit. Um, granted, I know that the deal's dead or whatever. I believe, but last I saw, it was dead. I still just wanted things to kind of settle down, but I would have loved to pick that up, you know, at 225 or a little under 225. So
You
here's
ain't
your
kidding.
5 day. We could have picked that up
I mean,
yesterday.
look at how much that's down off those highs. So if
Yeah.
everything calms down between Trump and China, which I just got a text, somebody said something about some more tariff news. I haven't had time to look into it. If everything calms down, I think that one goes back. So it may not be too late to get in on that one. But yeah, I would have loved to seen. I would wish we'd have been looking at that chart yesterday because that would have definitely made the list. Speaking of stuff that did well, and we hope it continues, Boeing. Now this is one I punked out of yesterday. I said, "Fuck it, enough pain for me. I can't." We had which we had 350s for I don't remember when, April 20th,
April.
I believe.
Yeah.
And yesterday just got to be one of those days where not fuck everything and panic sell, but Boeing we've been sitting in for a month. We were down a couple bucks on it, nothing crazy. Probably we're down a few hundred on Boeing. We let that one go. My fault. Of course, today it just boom.
We
Yeah,
played it in the room.
maybe a little
Um,
after hours action there. Nice
let me go
close
back
on it
to
though. I
it.
mean, look at that. I mean, the close
Close it
was
high
strong
day.
right there. Hive day, yeah, hive day. So we'll see
Okay.
how this one does. Well, actually, that's not even a bad. I say it's down after hours. It's not. It looks like it's still above where it. Well, not bad. Anyway, so
Extend that to the left. Let me look at this on a little bit of a longer time frame. So yeah, running into a little bit of resistance there. Not horrible. I still love Boeing longer term. I wish I had picked it up like, I don't know, down here,
well,
way back
that's
in
right.
February,
Yeah.
which we did. We
I,
did pick some up. Um, and we ended up closing out of those ones. However, I wish I had kind of just bought some like, I don't, September something or the others and just sat on them.
so what are you looking at here? A weekly?
Yep, that's a weekly. It's the last 5 days.
Yeah. So I mean, I sold almost at the bottom of this thing yesterday. Not quite the bottom, but close enough. But I feel stupid at this point. But like I say, I'm not a perfect trader. I'll hit more than I miss 90% of the time. I'm a trained non-professional. So anyway, I did punk out of that one, and now today I'm crying about it.
Same
But listen,
here.
I have to respect. You know, Max Payne and my lines, and I don't trade on hopium. And if I would have held into today, which would have been a brilliant, great move, I'd have been trading on hopium. So while it sucks that I cut it, I don't have any regrets that I made the cut, if that makes sense. That was Boeing. Let's see. I don't really have a fuck ton on my list. LRCX, I did want to hit that one.
So LRCX, nice move on with the Amazon candle. Really nice move. I liked to see that. Let me look at this right here. We are still holding these. So we're still in these. There's a lot of us actually in these. Let me extend that out. And let's look at the week. So actually, let me zoom. Actually, let's go to here. So look on the left-hand side. If we can put this over here, you see that bounce right there, right?
Right.
You see that we have, well, I shouldn't have duplicated that. We have a little bit, it broke that line. Early morning, it bounced right there. You see a little bit of support on this top line through here. I'm okay with those candles breaking that line. It still held this bottom support area. And again, guys, if you haven't watched our other videos, you might not know. When I'm looking at support and resistance, it is always a range. It's always a level. It's not a solid number for me. So still within the support range, hit that lower level of the support range. And I was actually getting a little bit nervous. So that Amazon candle really made me feel a lot better. Really had a nice move off that.
That definitely helped. I don't have a ton more myself. Have you got anything?
Let me see. Um, there was, did you see, I didn't see any news on it, and I'll go back and double check. But J&J had an awesome day today. Did you happen to see that one?
I did. I did. Um,
Gorgeous move. So J&J, here was the news on it. RBC Capital says that revenue for Q1 should exceed consensus estimates thanks to another strong performance by the pharmaceutical segment. So RBC came out with a positive note on it, reiterated an outperform rating, and a 155 price target. Gorgeous move. I did not play it today. By the time I saw it, it was already high a day. It was early in the morning. It was high a day, and I didn't touch it. Missed the move over here, but definitely one that we don't necessarily look at very often. But and is it's a sneaky mover. Every now and then it just takes off. So I like this one. I like to keep an eye on it, and we'll see if we can find some kind of entry on it at some point soon.
I dig it. RCII, that had some flow today. I did want to look at RCII. Sorry about that.
No, no, RCII. Here is the chart. Huge move. There was M&A chatter. Let me get the. Geez, I told you guys it's been a long day. I just typed it backwards. There we go. RCII, and let me get the options news on it because there was some unusual or active trading, I should say, not unusual. So there, M&A chatter, there were 8.7K and 1K May 10s. I'm sorry, the June 11s traded 8,700 contracts, 1,000 of the May 10s, and it looks like there were some puts opened up. So we're going to keep an eye on it. It's an interesting one. Rent-A-Center in general is kind of interesting, I think. So yeah, definitely had some movement in it. I know it's a lower price stock. A lot of people like to play it, um, and we will see what happens.
Any earnings releases we're watching tomorrow?
Yes, tomorrow morning, CarMax, KMX, Lennar, LEN, both are pre-market. After hours is Ollie. I don't necessarily watch that one as much, so I believe they're a restaurant. Ollie's something or the other. That's after hours, but really the two that I'm keeping an eye on are KMX and Lennar, both
Okay,
pre-market.
very cool. What after hour scanner? What do we got on that thing today?
There's that Cassie, 124,000 shares up 10%.
Yeah, that is
AEHR.
still
Let's
moving after
see.
hours. That is so weird. AEHR. What is AEHR? Seems like we've
They're
talked about that.
another, yeah, they're another low float stock. Wow, nice pop. Or no, sorry, here's AEHR. Let me see what's going on with it. I think what happened is my chart moved. There we go. So really nice pop after hours. Kind of gave it back a little bit. Let me see if there's any news with it. And I don't know if I think it's my internet that's acting kind of funny today. Oh, it's on options news. It could be operator error, user error too.
It, it happens.
Oh goodness. So, they reported, come back. There it is. They reported this afternoon Q3 EPS 2% or 2 cents on an estimate of one or on an estimate of zero. And Q3 rev 7.4 million on a consensus of 7.13 million. They report 176% revenue growth year over year in the third quarter of fiscal 2018. Nice job. Net sales 7.4 up 176. Perfect.
Yeah. A couple small moves there, but let's look at this real quick. What is CLDR down for? It's down 25% on heavy volumes. So let's go ahead and get that news. CLDR on the down scan there.
Whoa. Q4
Yeah.
results and their
Wow.
guidance. Um, Here's the Q1 as soon as it pops up. So they missed on EPS. They reported minus 19. I'm sorry, that's C's Q1, adjusted EPS. Here we go, right here, as soon as it comes up. So, they actually reported negative 10 cents on a consensus of negative 23. Rev beat, so they beat the current quarter. I wonder if it is that guidance that they're down on.
Good question.
Yeah, they guided down on EPS, and that the full year 19 rev number is what hit them. They guided 435 million to 445 million. The consensus was 468.6 or 0.86.
Another one down there, Play. I know that was ER.
Yeah, that was ER. So Play dropped, it popped up and then came back down. Their same store sales number was down quite a bit. I don't know why my chart keeps moving. It's possessed. Let's see. Their same store sales was down almost 6%. They beat on EPS, small rev miss. Rev, they reported 304.9 million, consensus was 305.49. Here's your guidance for the full year. And they are going to be opening 14 to 15 new stores in 2018.
Very
So I
cool.
think really why they got hammered was was the same store sales.
I think that'll do it every time when they're down 5%. So,
Yep.
actually, it's surprised it's not down a little bit lower. So we'll see how tomorrow goes. Maria, I don't see anything else unless you haven't.
I'm happy to see Acre on there, up a little bit, just a tiny bit, not where I need it to be. BlackBerry
Yeah.
actually had some news today. Let's look at that one since it's on the scanner. Um, Whoa, that was a nice pop. Then it gave it back, but come back. Here we go. They did have some kind of patent news. I thought that come across at some point. So they filed a patent infringement suit on Snap.
Okay. All right. Well, let's see what happens.
That's all I have. Well, guys, thank you for joining us today. Um, if you have not subscribed to our channel, please do so. If you like the video, please like it, please share it. Tim, do you have anything to add?
Not at all. Can't wait
Awesome. Well,
for
guys,
tomorrow.
I know I'm actually really I'm really pumped for tomorrow. But as always, please stay careful. Let things shake out. Let things settle down. Let the market show you what direction it wants to take before you jump in. Aside from that, I hope everyone has a great night, and we'll see you again tomorrow. Take care.
Thanks, everybody.
Bye.